Hello everyone and welcome back to the fourth part tutorial of the beginner guides for Maya, and this time what we will do, I'm gonna start with a new scene. So I'm gonna go over file and new scene. Okay, this will ask me if I want to save the sphere scene that I'm working right now. Okay, this is the same sphere file that I created whenever we've been in the first part. So I haven't done anything anything really important that I want to save right now. So I'm gonna click on don't save, and that's all. I'm gonna tell you one more thing about any of those tools that we were working on. Whenever you start, and as I said, you can have sometimes problems whenever you hit any hotkeys and it's activating and deactivating things. This can cause problems on any other things that may be required to be manipulated, or I don't know. Anyway, each tool, whenever you click on it, we said that we have this tool setting. You can click on reset tool and this will reset the way that this tool works. For any one of them, you want to go and reset the tool because this won't be resetted whenever you go over window and do the same procedure that I showed you earlier. Okay, so even if you go over preferences and tell Maya to restore default settings, sometimes this won't really affect these. Okay, so just be aware of this. Okay, so I'm gonna close this thing, and we don't need those attribute settings right now open. And I do want to talk about a little bit about those menus here and about those menus here. Okay, generally, whenever I start using Maya, I always set this shelf of menus to be at polygons. Okay, now that will basically what it will do. It will change all of these menus here over here to be the desired ones that I'm working with. So you want to set it to polygons because you're currently working with polygons, and therefore all of the menus that got to do or related to polygons will simply be here. Any of the tools will be under those three main menus, and some others that we will work with probably will be separated on other of those menus. In any case, polygons, this is where you want to be. And following this, you will also want to come over Polygon Shelf, which this is the main thing that right now I want to talk about. So whenever I'm using Maya and I'm starting a new tutorial, one of the things that I'm always saying or doing as part of the very first steps is to go over window and go over create Polygon Primitive, and here you will have by default the interactive creation checked on. So I will check this on, so it will turn on, and I will show you what it does. Whenever you go over Polygon and you want to create any of those default kind of objects, let's say you want to create a sphere. So I'm clicking on the sphere, and what it says, drag on the grid. So I'm left clicking, hold and drag on the grid, and whenever I will release it, so you can drag it right and left and it will scale down, scale up or scale down. And whenever you satisfy with the size of your sphere, you simply release it, and then here you go, you have your own custom made sphere. Okay, so this is pretty much basic. Okay, very, very much the basic. Now, whenever you want to create a cube, for instance, you're going to click on it, and it will tell you the same thing. Click, hold, and drag. Okay, and then you need to release, and then you move on automatically to the step 2 of this procedure, and basically you left mouse click, hold, and drag, and simply choose to drag it from up to down. Depends on whatever you want to. Okay, and release in order to make it permanent. So this is how to make a sphere. Sphere is you make it with 1 step. Cube, you make it with 2 steps. We have other objects we can create, but these will require a little bit more steps. So we have the Polygon Pipe, and click, hold, and drag to make a circle. So you just set the diameter of this Polygon Pipe, release, click again, left click mouse button, and choose wherever you want to stretch it up or down, and release. And then left mouse click again and hold it, drag from right to left to determine the thickness of this polygon pipe, and release. Okay. Now, whenever you want to delete something from your scene, it's really easy. And whenever it comes to objects, you want to delete objects, you simply select, okay, you switch to Q, select, and press your delete button, which is, I don't know, it just says del, if you don't know this already. So just simply press on this del button on your keyboard, and it will delete your object. So this is how to create polygons. Now, whenever I'm using Maya, what I do basically is I'm going to go over create Polygon Primitive, and I'm going to check this interactive creation off. Okay, right now it's turned off, so I'm going to go back to the Polygon Shelf, and I want to choose this sphere. I'm going to click on the sphere, and you can see that Maya will drop instantly a sphere into the center of my grid. Okay, so now the sphere comes with default settings. I mean, default attributes that, you know, convert it to be whatever it is right now. So it's just telling what will be the size of the sphere, how many, you know, edges, or I don't know how to call this. I will simply open here the attribute editor. Okay, this is this icon here, and here you can switch to Polysphere 1 tab, because this is the first sphere in the scene. It's Maya assigned a name to it, which call it Polysphere 1, okay, because this is the first. And here you can choose how many subdivision axes or height you have for this sphere. So by default, it comes with a radius of 1, subdivision axis of 20, and subdivision heights of 20. Now you can control any of those settings by simply put other values in here. So if you want 40, we can type in 40 and enter. Now you can do the same thing as it is right here from using your channel box, which is this icon here. So you click on it once or twice, it will show you that, and you can come over the polysphere here and assign those values into these boxes, which are the same boxes. Okay, so we can change the radius to 2, or we can scale it from here and simply click, hold, and drag over those 3 if you want to scale it uniformly. So you want to do this on all 3 axes. Click here and type in something like 5 and enter. Okay, so it didn't do this for the rest. I mean, I don't know, sometimes it's just, no, it doesn't work. We'll need to assign this from here. Okay, and enter. So this will be scale up to 5, but it still has the same radius of 2, which you need to decide what is the best way for you to scale this. Okay, so it's not radius of 2, of course, but just for being aware of this, I'm showing you whatever goes here. So you can also choose and scale it with your scale tool, okay, like so. And you can see that by doing so, you're really using those values here and not the radius value here, okay? So just be aware of this. Anyway, this is how you control this, and you can control any of the other features which are the rotation or the position with the move tool with the same settings, those values here. So you can rotate your object, this object, in 90 degrees on the y-axis. So you can press in 90 and enter, hit the enter, it will rotate it 90 degrees. It's not the correct way to do this. The y, you probably want to change the x in order to see the differences. Okay, so you can see it's turned that way. Okay, and you can also bring back to 0 and use negative values in order to rotate it. And you can also move it on the x to 1, so it will move it 1 unit to the according to the x-axis, okay? And you can move it 2 units. So this is really helpful whenever you want to be precise. Now, unit is what you have here on the grid, those squares, okay? So each square resemble a unit, okay? And by the way, each square and unit basically resemble 1 centimeter on 1 centimeter. And this can be set into Maya settings. By default, Maya using centimeters, and if you want to set it to other, I don't know, scale method, or I don't know how to say this. Anyway, you're gonna go over Maya options and we will do it from there. But just for now, be aware that this is how you can also manipulate stuff and work with them. One more thing which I do find very, very much important for you whenever you're going to work with moving tools or any of those, manipulation tools, is that those tools, as they are meant for dealing with objects while they are in object mode, as I said, by they have like green wireframes right now. These also will be the same tools that you're going to use in order to manipulate and reshape or reform your shapes, okay? So they basically, they have dual meanings or dual functionality for whatever you're going to do in Maya. So we're going to talk about them a little bit at the next parts. So thank you for watching this part of the tutorial. Hope it wasn't that long, and we will see and continue and learn some new stuff at the next part. Thank you. Bye-bye.